Hello, my friends, welcome back. I'm Dr. Narita. For more than a decade, I have worked closely with men, not only treating medical concerns, but also listening to the questions they hesitate to ask anyone else. Many of those questions are not really about the body. They are about closeness, confidence, and connection. Today, I want to talk to you about something very simple that quietly influences relationships far more than most men realize. It is not a medication, not a supplement, and not a technique you learn in a book. It is something you already know how to do, yet most men never truly understand its impact. I am talking about a kiss, not a quick greeting, not the distracted peck people give when they are busy. I mean a slow, attentive, intentional kiss that communicates care. Because intimacy does not begin when two people enter the bedroom. Intimacy begins long before that, in small moments when one person makes the other feel seen and emotionally safe. Many men, especially after the age of 50, quietly worry that attraction fades with time. They assume aging reduces excitement, that routine replaces romance, and that passion belongs only to younger couples. After working with hundreds of couples across different stages of life, I can tell you this belief is simply not true. What changes is not the ability to feel close. What changes is the way closeness is created. When we are young, attraction is often driven by novelty and intensity. As we grow older, the mind begins to value reassurance and emotional comfort. A woman does not only respond to physical contact, she responds to how that contact makes her feel emotionally. When a man slows down and becomes attentive, he activates something deeper than excitement. He activates trust. Trust is the foundation of desire. When a woman feels relaxed and emotionally secure, her body naturally follows her mind. But when she feels rushed, pressured, or emotionally distant, even strong physical attraction struggles to grow. I have met men who believed their relationship problems were caused by low energy or aging hormones. After conversation, the real issue became clear. They were still approaching intimacy with urgency rather than presence. They were trying to impress instead of connect. And the solution was surprisingly simple: change the small moments. A meaningful kiss can communicate reassurance without a single word. It can calm tension after a stressful day. It can remind your partner that she matters beyond responsibilities and routines. In psychology, we understand that gentle touch influences the emotional centers of the brain. The human nervous system interprets safe, caring contact as a signal to relax. When relaxation happens, emotional openness appears. So today I want to guide you through 3 areas where a thoughtful kiss can create a stronger emotional bond. These are not obvious places. Most men overlook them because they focus only on obvious romance. But subtlety is powerful. Memory is created not by intensity, but by feeling. Before we continue, I want you to notice something important. The goal is not performance. The goal is attention. You are not trying to impress her. You are showing her she is valued. That difference changes everything. The first place is the back of her neck, just beneath the hairline. This area contains many sensory nerves and is connected strongly with emotional perception. More importantly, it is a vulnerable location. She cannot see you approaching from behind, which means she instinctively trusts you when you move gently and respectfully. Do not rush this moment. Gently move her hair aside. Pause for a second. Let your presence be felt before your lips even touch her skin. A soft, still kiss there communicates calmness. No grabbing, no sudden movement, just stillness and warmth. Often you will notice her shoulders relax. That is not accidental. Her nervous system recognizes safety. Many men make a mistake here. They act with urgency, almost as if they must quickly move forward. Urgency creates tension. Slowness creates anticipation. When she feels you are patient, she understands you are focused on her experience, not your own outcome. The second place is just behind the ear. This region is surprisingly sensitive and emotionally intimate. We naturally associate the ear with whispering and private conversation. When you gently kiss near that area, you are entering her personal space in a soft, respectful way. You do not need dramatic words. In fact, silence is often stronger. A quiet moment with gentle contact can produce a stronger emotional reaction than long speeches. The brain releases bonding chemicals during affectionate touch, and this particular area is closely connected to that response. She may not consciously understand why she feels closer to you afterward, but she will feel it. Here is something I often explain to men. Emotional closeness cannot be demanded, it must be invited. A soft kiss near her ear invites her to come toward you emotionally rather than feeling pulled. The third place surprises most men. It is her inner wrist. The skin there is delicate, warm, and personal. Beneath it, you can feel her pulse. When you hold her hand and gently kiss that area during a quiet conversation, the message you send is not desire alone. It is respect and appreciation. This gesture does not feel rushed or physical. It feels attentive. And attention is deeply attractive because it is rare. People remember how they feel around you more than what you say. A gentle kiss on the wrist often leaves a lasting emotional impression because it feels sincere rather than performative. Now, how should you use this knowledge? First, slow your pace. Relationships are damaged by constant distraction. Put the phone away. Look at her when she speaks. Intimacy begins with listening. When she senses that your attention is real, small gestures become powerful. Second, choose natural moments. After a shared laugh during a walk while talking in the evening, these are the times when emotional connection grows. Romance is not scheduled. It appears in ordinary situations handled with care. Third, observe her comfort. Connection is always mutual. If she relaxes and leans closer, you are creating safety. If she becomes tense, give space. Respect increases attraction far more than persistence ever could. I want to emphasize something important for men over 50. You are not losing your romantic ability. You are entering the stage of life where emotional intelligence becomes your greatest strength. Youth relies on energy. Maturity relies on understanding. And understanding is often far more appealing. I have seen couples in their 70s rediscover closeness simply by changing how they interact daily. They did not change their bodies, they changed their attention toward each other. A few thoughtful moments each day rebuilt warmth that had been missing for years. So do not measure your value by comparison to your younger self. Measure it by the comfort you create. When a woman feels calm and appreciated in your presence, affection returns naturally. It does not need force. It grows. A kiss, when given with patience and sincerity, becomes more than physical contact, becomes reassurance. It says, without speaking, that she matters to you. And that message is remembered long after the moment ends. In the next part, I will explain how to bring this into daily life so it feels natural rather than awkward, and how small habits during the day influence closeness far more than grand romantic gestures ever could. Welcome back, my friends. In the first part, we talked about how small, thoughtful gestures create emotional safety and why a simple kiss can carry more meaning than many men realize. Now I want to go a little deeper, because understanding where to kiss is only one piece of the puzzle. The real change happens when your behavior throughout the day supports that moment. Many men approach closeness as if it begins at night. They spend the entire day focused on responsibilities, work, stress, and distractions, and then suddenly expect emotional connection to appear within minutes. But the human mind does not switch emotions on and off that quickly. Emotional intimacy grows gradually. It is built hour by hour, not minute by minute. Imagine the mind as a door. If the door has been gently opened throughout the day by kindness, attention, and calm conversation, then affection feels natural later. But if the door has been closed all day by silence, tension, or distance, then even romantic gestures can feel unexpected or uncomfortable. This is why the most meaningful affection rarely starts with physical contact. It starts with emotional presence. When she tells you something about her day, listen carefully. Not to fix the problem, not to give advice immediately, but to understand. Many men are problem solvers by nature. They want to repair situations quickly. However, emotional bonding is not built by solutions alone. It is built by understanding. When a woman feels heard, her stress level decreases. When stress decreases, the body relaxes. And when the body relaxes, affection feels welcome instead of pressured. So by the time you share a quiet moment together, the connection is already there. The kiss simply expresses what has been building all day. Another important habit is gentle attention. Small acts of consideration have powerful psychological effects. Remembering something she mentioned earlier, asking about her feelings, or offering a sincere compliment can create warmth that lasts for hours. These are not dramatic gestures, they are consistent signals of care. Consistency is far more important than intensity. One grand romantic act followed by weeks of distance cannot replace daily kindness. The human brain responds to repeated reassurance. Over time, repeated positive interactions create emotional security, and emotional security deepens attraction. Now let us return to physical closeness. When you approach her, your pace matters. Move calmly. Sudden actions can feel surprising, but slow movements feel intentional. Sit beside her rather than immediately facing her. Share space first. Often, comfort grows from simply being near each other without expectation. If you hold her hand, hold it gently. Many people underestimate how powerful simple hand contact can be. The skin contains receptors that communicate directly with the brain's emotional processing centers. Warm, relaxed touch lowers heart rate and promotes calmness. In that state, affection feels natural. When you kiss the back of her neck, remember that anticipation is part of the experience. Pause before contact. Your presence should be felt before your touch. She becomes aware of you not only physically but emotionally. That moment of quiet awareness creates connection. Behind the ear, keep your movement slow and respectful. Do not rush forward as if completing a task. A kiss should never feel mechanical. It should feel like attention. Sometimes a soft breath or a quiet word spoken gently near her ear communicates more than long conversations. Tone often matters more than vocabulary. When you kiss her wrist, the key is sincerity. This gesture works because it feels thoughtful, not because it is dramatic. During a conversation, while holding her hand, A gentle kiss there communicates appreciation. It says you value her presence in your life. Many women interpret that as emotional closeness rather than physical intent. I want to address a concern some men share with me. They worry that romance feels awkward after many years together. They fear their partner may find it unusual. In reality, awkwardness usually comes from sudden change without emotional preparation. If you first rebuild communication and kindness, affectionate gestures feel natural rather than surprising. Confidence also plays a role. Confidence does not mean boldness or force. True confidence is calmness. It is the ability to be present without anxiety. When you are relaxed, she relaxes. When you are attentive, she becomes open. Human emotions often mirror each other. Another important factor is patience. Emotional closeness cannot be rushed. If you treat affection as a step toward a goal, she may sense expectation. But if you treat affection as its own reward, she experiences comfort. Ironically, removing pressure often increases attraction. You may also notice that meaningful closeness often grows during ordinary moments. Sitting together after dinner, walking outside in the evening, or sharing tea quietly can create deeper bonds than elaborate plans. Why? Because comfort is strongest when people feel free to be themselves. Simplicity allows authenticity. I have seen couples who believed they had lost connection after many years. When they began talking again, listening without interruption, and showing small daily care, warmth returned naturally. They did not learn complicated techniques. They simply changed how they treated each other in everyday life. A kiss then becomes a symbol rather than a strategy. It expresses affection that already exists. Without emotional connection, physical gestures feel empty. With connection, even the smallest gesture becomes powerful. Remember, intimacy is not measured by frequency or performance. It is measured by how safe two people feel together. Safety allows vulnerability, vulnerability allows closeness, and closeness allows affection to grow. For men over 50, this understanding is especially valuable. You have life experience, patience, and awareness that younger men are still developing. When you use these strengths, your relationships often become deeper than they were in youth. Passion changes form, but it does not disappear. It becomes calmer, warmer, and more meaningful. You do not need perfection. You need attention. You do not need dramatic words. You need sincerity. A gentle gesture done with genuine care carries emotional weight far beyond what you might expect. So begin with simple steps. Speak kindly. Listen fully. Be present. Create comfort throughout the day. Then, when you share a quiet moment and offer a soft kiss on her neck, behind her ear, or on her wrist, it will not feel like a technique. It will feel natural. And that is the real purpose of affection. Not to impress, but to connect. Not to prove something, but to share something. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of your health. Take care of your relationships, and most importantly, never underestimate the power of small, sincere moments. I will see you again soon. Until then, stay calm, stay attentive, and appreciate the person beside you.